Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Saur Darkchylde, and welcome to the possible finale of Let's Replay Ace Attorney Dual Destinies on the Apollo Justice Trilogy. Last time, we started the first day cross-examination of the somewhat retrial of Simon Blackwell and trial of Athena Sykes. Learning from Blackwell that he was protecting Athena from what he thought was the truth, that she killed her mother using the robot assembly machine, and in doing so put Athena into a downward spiral, into a state of shock and fear that she killed her own mother. Upon further questioning and a few bluffings, we proved that it was not the case, when in fact it was Athena who did not stab her mother to death, but rather she stabbed the real killer, who is called the Phantom, and that her mother was already dead when she found both of them. Upon learning of all of this, the judge has acquitted and overturned Simon Blackwell's verdict from 7 years ago. But just as he was about to hand down his verdict for Athena, Apollo comes in to wreck everyone's perfect victory, as he still has a few questions that need to be answered. Will we answer them? Only one way to find out. So let's get on with part 2 of this case cross-examination. December 20th, 2027. District Court. Courtroom number 4.
Mr. Justice, please explain yourself.
It's very simple. There isn't much to explain. The defendant, Miss Athena Sykes, might not be innocent. What are you talking about? The case from 7 years ago has been settled. I'm not talking about the past here. I'm talking about the present case. It's still not clear who killed Claire Terran. But Apollo, why would you? Miss Sykes, please listen quietly while to what I have to say. What in the world is Apollo trying to do? Your Honor, please allow me a little up the court's time.
But this trial, for the case from 7... This is a trial from a case from 7 years ago.
Miss Blackwell, I'd like to ask a favor for you. Just as you lost someone close to you, I lost someone close to me too. I'm sure you want to know the real truth of what happened as much as I do. Apollo. Sure, you know I'm all about the truth. Now let's see you expose the princess's guilt. Judge, I give my permission. Continue with the trial.
Very well. Is it all right with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth?
The prosecution has no objections. Let's hear Mr. Justice's testimony. I'll have the police investigation report brought immediately.
Not you too, Edgeworth. I really hope it's because you have something up your sleeve.
Very well. Your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth. As you wish. Let's review the case for the murder of Clay Terran. It was made clear in the previous trial that Solomon Starbuck was not his killer. Therefore, the true culprit was someone else. On that day, this culprit waited for the astronauts in boarding lounge 1. When the two men made their escape out of the Space Museum, the killer attacked Mr. Terran with the same type of knife that was used 7 years ago. The murderer then escaped into the Space Museum. Next, Director Yuri Cosmos switched the launch pads. And after that, the culprit exited the Space Museum and escaped via boarding lounge 2. Therefore, this trial must make clear who Mr. Terran's true killer was. In other words, we must discover who it was that escaped through the Space Museum that day. Thank you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Mr. Wright, is your defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor. I better rearrange my evidence.
Now then, Mr. Justice, your testimony, if you please.
Apollo Justice's accusation. I suspected Miss Sykes of the murder of Clay Terran. My growing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating piece of evidence presented itself. In addition, she's the only one that could have utilized the launch pad switch to escape. That is why I wish to indict Miss Syke on the charge of murder.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Justice, you do realize you're charging your own co-worker of murder, don't you?
Yes, Your Honor. Because that is the conclusion my investigation has led me to. But, Apollo, why? How could you suspect me too? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. I don't get it. Just what did you find out over the past few days to make you think this, Apollo? I suspected Miss Sykes of the murder of Clay Terran.
Hold it!
What made you suspicious of Miss Sykes? It all started when Miss Sykes and I were investigating the crime scene. When she saw the weapon that killed Mr. Terran, my bracelet reacted. She said she never seen the knife before, but my bracelet told me otherwise. And then, every time after that, my bracelet would react whenever she talked about the case. Poor Apollo must be beside himself during the investigation. I didn't know what to do or think. I couldn't even sleep. In that condition, I knew I wouldn't be any good to the court. So I decided to wear an eye patch so I wouldn't be able to perceive any of her tells. So that's why Apollo was acting so strangely. But the reason Miss Sykes unconsciously reacted to the knife was because she stabbed her mother's murderer with one identical to it 7 years ago.
Objection!
But that knife was also the murder weapon that was used to kill Clay Terran. My bracelet couldn't have reacted to her because... My bracelet could have also reacted to her because she knew she was his killer. Her too. Ugh. I guess he has a point. But my bracelet wasn't the only reason I became suspicious of her. My growing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating piece of evidence presented itself.
Hold it!
That's the lighter that was found in the Space Center Museum with her fingerprints on it, right? But even if it seems decisive, there must have been other facts we don't know about it yet. If that's so, go ahead and prove it then. Look, honestly, I don't want to believe believe it's true either, but Miss Syke was the only one who was in the Space Museum at the time of the murder. But Mr. Justice, Miss Sykes had absolutely no motive to kill Mr. Terran.
Objection!
7 years ago, Miss Sykes lived at the Space Center, Cosmos Space Center. It wouldn't be strange if she had some kind of connection to him. Besides, people sometimes kill for motives we can't even imagine. I know you've seen plenty of cases like that in your own career, Mr. Wright. I still can't believe this. How can you actually suspect Athena, Apollo? In addition, she's the only person who could have utilized that launch pad without switch to escape.
Hold it!
Isn't it possible that somebody else used that same escape route? I'm afraid not, Mr. Wright. Why not? Recall this security area in boarding lounge 1 aimed at the launch pad door. It's the camera that captured Mr. Terran and Mr. Starbuck. But there's also another security camera in boarding lounge 2. It recorded Mr. Terran's killer, or rather Miss Sykes, coming out of the Space Museum. Camera in boarding lounge 2? First I've heard of it, but it makes sense. Athena said that she snuck into the Space Museum the night before the incident, but then was overcome and passed out until around noon the next day. I was out until noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into boarding lounge 2. That must have been when the camera captured her. And that's what made Apollo suspect her even more. But wait a minute. In that case, it's most likely recorded the true culprit as well.
Objection!
That's a negative on that one too, Mr. Wright. In the footage taken after the incident, Miss Psyche is the only one who appears. What? Why?
Order! Order in the court!
That can't be. But if it is, then it is incredibly incriminating.
Wasn't it you who proved in the previous trial that the way the true culprit escaped was via the Space Museum after the launch pads had been switched? The fact that you previously proved turned on its ear, leaving your client high and dry. I must say, that is vintage Phoenix Wright.
Ugh. That's why I wish to indict Miss Sykes on the charge of murder.
Hold it!
Believing in your client until the end is a basic principle of good defense. Shouldn't you extend that same principle to your own coworker?
You're probably right. Maybe I'm not even fit to be a lawyer.
However, I don't care. This is special. This case is special to me. Clay was my friend, and that's why I just have to know the truth.
Apollo suspected his trusted co-worker of killing his friend? To dispel his doubts, he investigated on his own, but that only led more doubts. Apollo must have been really struggling with this. Well, Apollo may have his doubts, but I'll say it again. Athena Sykes isn't the murderer. Then I have only one thing to say. Evidence is everything in court. Well, Mr. Wright, think you can have the concrete proof to knock down my arguments? Your arguments have been very clear, Mr. Justice. And your facts appear to be indisputable.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think of my theory? Look, it looks like not even you can deny it. Miss Sykes was the only one who used the only possible escape route.
Under these circumstances, there can be no other suspect but the defendant.
Unless you think there was an alternative escape route. Is that what you think, Mr. Wright?
Is that what you think, Mr. Wright?
Is that what you think, Phoenix? Was there an alternative escape route? Of course there was. Yes, of course there must have been. Just don't ask me what. You're just bluffing again, aren't you? Me? Bluff? No way. He knows me too well. It's fine, Mr. Wright. Even a bluff would suit me just fine. As long as you can clear up this doubt inside me. Wait, so is that what this is all about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her. So that you can really trust me?
It seems your junior partner has just showed us what trials are truly all about.
I believe you're right.
We prosecutors painstakingly question every detail in pursuit of the defendant.
While we lawyers believe in defend our clients to the end.
When both sides go all out against each other, that's when we discover the truth.
Precisely.
And when the battle is over, we will understand the true meaning of trust. That is exactly what trials are about, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I couldn't ignore the seed of doubt that was growing inside me. So I decided I need to face it head on. No matter what the truth is that's waiting ahead, I won't be afraid.
That's so like Apollo. Always uber earnest about things like this.
Mr. Justice, I vow to dispel every last bit of doubt in your heart. Good, because I want to believe in Miss Sykes again.
You're really hoping there was an alternative route, aren't you, Apollo? But if I use the process of elimination, there really aren't any possibilities. Director Cosmos was at the southern exit, leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum. Which door could the culprit have escaped through?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Where do you think the culprit escaped to?
I can only think of one suggestion. Here.
Take that!
They really could have only escaped to the corridor to the Space Museum. All they had to do was use the unconscious Mr. Starbuck's prince to get through the door.
Objection!
It appears that you're trying to establish Mr. Sykes' guilt. If the culprit used that route, the only exit would have been through Boarding Lounge 2. The logical conclusion of your argument is that the killer is none other than the defendant.
Ugh. I knew it. That's the only way it could be, huh?
If the culprit escaped into the corridor that leads to the Space Museum, then I guess it's true. The only exit would be through Boarding Lounge 2. But Miss Sykes was the only person captured by the Boarding Lounge security camera. I investigated the crime scene thoroughly. But the only place the culprit could have escaped was the Space Museum corridor. There wasn't any other secret corridors or anything. So that leaves us with no other conclusion to draw but that Miss Sykes was the culprit. What else could the answer be? Was there really no other escape route? But, hold on a second. What if Where did those mysterious leaves we saw in the corridor come from? What if they're a clue to the culprit's real escape route? I think it is possible for the culprit to escape into the Space Museum, but then came out using a route other than Boarding Lounge 2. Oh? Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched after the bombing meeting. The Space Museum corridor was moving along on the rail at the time, which is exactly what an alternative escape route opened up for our culprit. Are you kidding me? Judging by the intense look in your eyes, I take it you're serious. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Do tell. Where could the culprit have gone from the museum corridor besides Boarding Lounge 2? Right here.
Take that!
If we found something odd while investigating the main museum corridor this afternoon, we found something while investigating in the museum corridor this afternoon. Namely, a few dead leaves on the floor. Considering where the dead leaves came from, they point us exactly where the culprit escaped to. Yes, I remember seeing some leaves myself. Ah! Do you mean... Yep. While the Space Museum was in motion, and just beyond the corridor's safety door, was an alternative place that the culprit could have escaped. In other words, the culprit's real escape route was... the area outside the Space Center. You're freaking insane!
Objection!
Do you know how impossible that would be? That corridor is level with the 3rd floor. Even if the culprit tried to leap into the outside wall of the Space Center building, they would fall to their death.
Objection!
Ordinarily, yes. But after the bombing incident, the culprit could make use of a certain item. And what item was it exactly, Mr. Wright? Alright, this is what the culprit used to leap to the outside wall of the main building.
Take that!
An emergency ladder? There was an emergency ladder on the 4th floor robotics lab. And it was used that day after the explosions to help evacuate people. Ms. Blackwell herself used that ladder to escape down to ground level. Recall that the launch pads were switched after the ladder was lowered. The corridor would have passed by the ladder while the pads were being switched. And that's when the culprit literally sprang into action. And leapt onto the ladder. What? Who would have imagined? Order! Order in the court! Well, an alternative escape route seems to have emerged. Which means someone other than Miss Sykes could have been the culprit, right?
Objection!
Making things up on the fly is an attempt to sway the court again, are we, Mr. Wright? Your theory has so many holes, it puts Swiss cheese to shame. Alright then, name one. I have here detailed information about the Space Center. According to this, the distance between the Space Museum corridor and the main building during the movement is a full 20 feet. 20 feet? You're pulling my leg, right? In addition, the corridor is 3 floors from the ground, or roughly 50 feet. What's more, the culprit could be leaping to a perilous place, an unstable ladder. Human beings feel fear in dangerous situations. It's a basic survival instinct. An ordinary person would certainly hesitate before jumping, or even freeze in fear and not jump at all.
Objection!
But the culprit had just murdered someone. They weren't in an ordinary state of mind.
Objection!
Nevertheless, why would they have taken that kind of risk? They could have waited for the switch to be complete and escaped from boarding lounge 2.
Objection!
Because there was a security camera in boarding lounge 2, the culprit knew they would be recorded if they left the Space Museum that way.
Objection!
In that case, the culprit could have hidden in the museum until things settled down, and then blended in with the other people after the museum was opened. That's a good point. But you claim that despite all this, the culprit took a 20 feet death-defying leap. And all in the brief moment the corridor and ladder passed by each other. That's also a good point. They would have needed a running start while the corridor was making that jump. If their timing was off, or if they couldn't jump far enough, it would have been an instant death. What kind of person would attempt something like that? Stop bringing up good points, Edgeworth. This true culprit of yours is nothing but a figment of your imagination. Why do you always have to point out every flaw? Mr. Edgeworth's right. Hey, that does sound pretty insane. The culprit would have had to be someone who feels no fear, like a stuntman. But everyone feels fear on some level, right? Wait a minute. Aha! I've got it this time. I can prove that there is someone who could have used this alternative escape route. Oh, can you now? This proves the possibility of the person who could have used this alternative escape route.
Take that!
What's that, Mr. Wright? This is a certain someone's very interesting psych profile. The subject doesn't express feelings like normal people do. In other words, this person doesn't feel happiness, sadness, or fear.
doesn't feel fear? What? Right! You can't be serious! Without the constant constraint of fear, he would easily do what an ordinary person wouldn't dare! Just as you or I could do a board jump on the ground without the slightest fear, this subject could make a 20-foot leap 50 feet up in the air. He could choose this extreme way of escaping without hesitation. So you're saying that a person without fear, the alternative route would be quicker and eliminate the chance of that they'd be spotted. That's definitely pretty extreme, Mr. Wright. But was there such a person there at the scene? Yes. The Phantom, that mysteriously shadowy figure who keeps popping up. Oh dear. The Phantom again? I knew the Phantom was there behind the scenes of the Space Center bombing, but I wasn't sure if he was connected to the murder of Clay Terran as well. However, now it's all clear. The Phantom is the one who not only bombed the Space Center, but also killed Mr. Terran. What? What? Order in the court. Order, I say. Mr. Wright, please continue. There were too many similarities between this case and the one from 7 years ago. But why, you ask? It can only be because both incidents were the work of the same Phantom. So then this Phantom is the one who killed Clay? But who is he? This Phantom has been hunting this case, pulling the strings in the background. Who could this unidentified international spy be? Right. This escape route must have been a part of the Phantom's plan from the start. As was tricking Director Cosmos into switching the launch pads. The bomb on the second floor was meant to make the elevators and stairs unusable. That's why he gave advance warning and planted the bombs where he did. Yes, I think you're right. But it doesn't explain this one last thing. So I lowered the emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. But it was such a pain. Why could they have used the ladders in the other rooms? The robotics lab wasn't the only room with an emergency ladder. But he could have made the leap unless he was certain which one it would be. So you mean the Phantom must be someone who knew the particular ladder was going to be used? That's right. Who could it be? Wait a minute. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to.
Miss Blackwell lowered the ladder after being told to by the detective leading the... Ah! You gotta be kidding me! Did you figure it out right? Do you know who the Phantom is? Yes, I do. Who? Who is it? Who killed Clay? Our mystery spy, known as the Phantom, is none other than... After the explosions, a member of the staff crossed paths with a certain detective. I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. As for the detective who was leading the evacuation from the 4th floor, he had a very specific objective in mind. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. His objective was to secure his own escape route. We lowered an emergency ladder from a 4th floor window and escaped that way. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down too and headed to the shelter. This is a detective you all know. He's even the lead detective on the current case. He happens to be a very emotional man, but his psych profile is without emotion.
Take that!
What? Are you saying? You mean the Phantom is... Detective Bobby Fulbright? Exactly. We were all taken in by his fake persona. Detective Bobby's Fulbright real identity is the Phantom. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, how could this be? It's easy, Your Honor. Detective Fulbright, he was leading the 4th floor evacuation effort. Our first clue is that he made no attempt to have any other ladder to put to use. The ladder in the robotics lab is the only one he ordered to be lowered. The second is that he directed everybody to the basement shelter via the ladder. Verily, it was all part of his plan to create an escape route. After Detective Fulbright saw to it that the ladder was lowered from the robotics lab, he went to the lounge where he killed Clay Terran and escaped into the Space Museum. The museum started moving slowly, so he waited for the right time, got a running start, and just as the ladder corridor was passing the ladder, he leapt onto it. I don't believe it. That apple-plated detective did all that? A lapidated detective did all that? Was it really him? I mean, all this time, I thought... Sorry, we didn't catch your name. My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright. The heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need. And my catchphrase is, in justice we trust.
Then, his concern for Simon was also just one big act?
I swore her to reform Prosecutor Blackquill and make him a valued member of society again. So I just can't sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart.
That monster killed Clay! He had me completely fooled! Come to think of it, he's the one who brought that bloodstained lighter to court too! That scumbag even made me turn on Athena! Damn it! How the hell did I fall for all that?
For him to leave, have wormed his way into the police department as well? Ugh.
Your Honor, the defense demands to question Bobby Fulbright.
Yes, I agree that we need to hear from him right away. The court will take a short recess, and then Detective Bobby Fulbright will take the stand.
Oh boy, things are getting intense now. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. If it wasn't for everything you did, I... Don't thank me yet. We still have an uphill battle to fight. You got it, boss. Apollo. Well, this is awkward. Athena, can you do me a favor? Huh? What is it? Could you punch me, please? What? Why should I do that? Because I should have believed in you. I let the seed of doubt inside me get the best of me. I'm really sorry that I didn't... Ouch! Don't be such a dope. I was really touched by what you did. Huh? Now, what are you talking about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her. You took the time and effort to genuinely think about who I am and what I'm made of. After that, how could I punch a true friend like you, Apollo? You didn't have any trouble slapping him a second ago. Thanks, Athena. And thank you, and thanks for waking me up to reality again. Guess I know now who to call if I ever get sleepy in court. It looks like you have some promising people working under you. Edgeworth. Yeah, I think they're pretty great myself. And they're not afraid to keep me in line. Anyway, I have some very good news. Aura Blackwell has surrendered and the hostages have been set free.
Trucy and the others?
Oh, thank goodness. Miss Blackwell said she had something she really needed to do. So I granted her special permission to do what she must. I wonder what it is.
Miss Blackwell. I didn't come to apologize if that's what you're thinking. My actions are what allowed the truth of what happened 7 years ago to come to light. But I did come because I had something to say to all of you. Miss Aura. She better not be here to complain about something.
Miss Blackwell, I want to apologize to you. The fact that you couldn't trust the court system is our fault.
Yes, it's true the courts are filled with incompetent idiots. Still, I suppose I could let you handle the rest of this case for me. Oh, Miss Aura, does this mean you're starting to trust the system again? No, of course not. Be quiet, hunk of junk. It's just, I wouldn't mind if you were the ones who took Midas' killer down.
Leave it to us. We'll get him. So I guess that means she's starting to trust us at least.
Aura. Simon, I'm so glad that you and the princess were cleared of all suspicion. And it's all thanks to me and my robots. You better be grateful.
I never imagined you would go that far. Though you always were extreme. But I don't recall ever requesting your help.
As closed as ever, I see. Well, now that you've been released, I guess it's my turn to go live in the slammer. I just hope you're not the prosecutor for my trial. You'd probably give me the death penalty.
You know me all too well. I guess love takes on a variety of expressions, including saunted in their causes. But I truly was about to be executed tomorrow. Though because of you, it looks like I won't be crossing the river Styx just yet. You have my heartfelt thanks, Aura. I'm sorry I caused you so much anguish.
Simon, I'm so glad, Simon. So very glad to hear you say that.
Aura.
All right, that's enough of that. Bailiff, take me to the detention center.
What Ms. Blackwell did was inexcusable. But it's clear she did it out of love for her brother.
I still can't wrap my mind around Detective Fulbright being the Phantom.
I can't believe he killed Clay. Right. And murdered my mentor, which brought great distress upon little Athena. Chief Prosecutor.
Yes?
I would ask a favor.
Would you allow me to stand at the prosecutor's bench for this trial? I wish to claim the Phantom's head by my own hand.
That was my plan all along, after all. It's highly unconventional for a man of my position to stand in court.
Sir.
The formal paperwork has yet to be filed, but you are hereby conditionally released. Please take the prosecutor's bench in your official capacity and uncover the truth by your own hand.
I'm much obliged. The day to part with these has come at last. Chief Prosecutor, could you... How long I waited. Maybe it's the sense of freedom, but even the air seems fresher, the light brighter. And I will relish slashing that blackguard Fulbright to shreds without mercy.
I don't have to be able to read his heart to see how happy he is.
I'm so glad, but I won't cry just yet. After all, we've still got a trial to finish.
It's okay to cry, Athena. I promise.
Prosecutor Blackwell, Mr. Wright, please avenge Clay's death for me.
What are you talking about, Apollo? You're coming to the defense bench with me.
I am?
Well, I can't expect Athena to assist me, now can I? She's the defendant.
That leaves you, Apollo. But are you sure you want me?
I took a leave of absence and everything. Well, our office is pretty short-handed, and you're all I've got.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Apollo? Athena, I can say it with all my heart now.
I believe in your complete innocence. And now we're going to prove it to the world. Thank you, Apollo. I know you can do it.
So, you won't be needing that eye patch anymore, right?
Right, because I'm fine now.
Now this is the Apollo we know. Welcome back, Apollo.
It's almost time for the trial to restart, though. It looks like you've had things well in hand.
Yup.
I should head back to the prosecutor's office.
But why?
I want to look into a few things, namely, the first people on the scene 7 years ago, the facial data recognized by the robot, and Detective Fulbright's background.
Sounds great, Edgeworth. Thanks.
I expect to be repaid with a victory, right? Now, if you'll excuse me. Okay. Hey, you two all set to go?
You bet I am. Let's do this. This is it. The final battle. The murderer of Apollo's friend. The courtroom bombing incident. And the case that ushered in the Dark Age of the Lost 7 years ago. Destiny has called us to bring the one responsible for it to justice today.
Let us now reconvene.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has never been more ready.
You know, this is the first time that we've been at the defense bench together since I debuted. Now that you mention it, although back then, though, I thought you were more loud than you were reliable. You've really come a long way since then, Apollo. You've grown a lot. Well, there have been some hiccups, but I guess I've done pretty well. He's still got that ego of his, though. Prosecutor Blackwell, with the 7-year her mistake now resolved, you can finally take your rightful place. Yes, I guess we can keep the chit-chat for later. But bailiff, please bring in the witness immediately.
Even with those handcuffs off, Prosecutor Blackwell seems to be pretty much the same.
7 years of grumpiness doesn't go away so easily, I guess. Bobby Fulbright here. I heard I was needed on the stand, so here I am. Detective Fulbright, do you know why you've been called to give testimony? Yep, 'cause there is only one reason why I'd be called. And that's because it's time for justice. In justice we trust.
Objection!
You can't fool us with that act anymore. Your justice is nothing but lies.
What? Are you questioning my integrity of my sense of justice? I mean, sure, sometimes I make mistakes, but hey!
He's acting exactly the same as always.
Tell me about it. He must be feeling awfully confident.
Fulbright, if you wish to dispel the suspicions, then let us get to your testimony.
Alright, fine. You want me to prove my righteousness? I can certainly do that. The embodiment of justice. I am the very embodiment of justice itself. I won't have you make me into a villain with that far-fetched arguments. And this bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof. What do we have true is proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. This lighter with her prints on it.
So you're saying the suspicions against you are completely false? And that the defendant is the real culprit? That's right! Mr. Lawyer's escape route is totally circumstantial. He doesn't have any proof that I made a big leap on the ladder. We don't have proof. You are correct about that. However, you don't have any proof for your claim either. No, I guess you're right. With evidence, this. Break out a dictionary for you. No, please don't throw the book at me. Tell me the Phantom didn't just make me set up a stupid pun for him. Let's just try not to lose focus, alright? But my justice is crystal clear. What's not clear is your eyes. Wake up and smell the justice.
Silence.
Enough of your rubbish, Fulbright. If you have even an ounce of justice, then you will answer the court's question and prove it. Prosecutor Blackwell? Prosecutor Blackwell looks torn. Well, Fulbright was his partner, after all. Prosecutor Blackwell is right. The truth will be revealed in a cross-examination. The suspicions against Detective Fulbright are, at this point, only suspicions. As is my duty, judge the claims against the detective as impartially as I can. Does anyone have any objections? That's fine, Your Honor. Now ask away and don't hold back. Well, there don't appear to be any objections. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. You got it. And the kids' gloves are off. I'm not beating around the bush for this. I am the very embodiment of justice. I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments.
Hold it!
My arguments are hardly far-fetched. There's careful reasoning behind my theory. Yes, well, apparently there's a tofu burger. But what we have against Miss Sykes, though, is not just reasoning, but solid evidence. And it's called the lighter, with Miss Sykes' fingerprints on it in the victim's blood. Yes, that's true, but wait. Detective Fulbright was the one who brought that evidence to the trial. If you harbor any suspicions, I suggest you ask Fulbright, right, Dono? Especially about that lighter. He's right, but what exactly should I ask about? The number of prints? So, how many prints were found exactly? 3. The thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger of the right hand. Your Honor, this is an important statement. Could we please have it added to my testimony? You got it! He beat me to it. Be it investigating or testifying, speed is the key. 3 prints were found on the lighter. The thumb, index, and the middle finger on the right hand. Let's see now. I know there's a contradiction in there. You say that the prints were from the right hand, is that correct? That's right, very clear prints. But that just doesn't add up.
Huh? What doesn't add up?
According to Ms. Blackwell, who saw the culprit herself, this person held the lighter in their left hand.
Oh?
So there is a dilemma before us. Why are the prints on the lighter from the right hand instead of the left?
Duh! You're right. It doesn't make sense, does it?
Your Honor, this lighter can hardly be called incriminating evidence. The witness claims hymns doesn't even hold water.
Detective Fulbright, I hope you have a good explanation for this. I just can't understand it. They're definitely right-handed prints. But then, why are they inconsistent with Ms. Blackwell's statement? I got it! What have you got, Detective? The mirror! The witness must have seen the reflection of the culprit in a mirror. Go on. Miss Blackwell was looking through the window of the boarding lounge 1, wasn't she?
I believe so. If you mean that little window in the back and to the right of the room.
That's right. Across the room on the opposite wall is a large mirror.
I do remember seeing that.
Ah! Are you saying? Yes, the culprit Ms. Blackwell saw must have been a reflection of what the person in the mirror. Ah, I see. In that case, right and left would appear reversed, wouldn't they? Now you see? That's the logic of pure justice!
Objection!
But your argument is only conjecture. You don't have any proof that what Ms. Blackwell said was a reflection.
Silence.
Right, Dono? You'd sooner nick yourself than him like that. Muscle into.
He's right! Besides, the lighter couldn't have been in the left hand.
And why not?
Miss Blackwell said she saw an Earth emblem on the lighter, didn't she? The emblem is only on one side of the lighter.
You're right. So the emblem on the other side.
Exactly. As blank and smooth as the judge's fine scalp. If the culprit had held the lighter in their left hand, they would have covered the emblem.
Uh-oh.
What's more, this kind of lighter you flick open and with your thumb more before lighting. If the culprit had held this in their left hand, with the emblem out and visible, they wouldn't have been able to open it, let alone light it. But if they held it in their right hand, they could easily open it and light it. This all means that the culprit was definitely holding the lighter in their right hand. No! Come back, my beautiful contradiction!
It appears you planted a flower that bare no fruit.
Ha 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 ha! See how it withers before my flower of justice. He's tough. He's managed to discredit almost everything I've proven up to this point. In justice we trust. Now you see, I'm not the phantom you've been talking about. I mean, you are you sure there really is a spy? I bet they're just a figment of your imagination. Oh, it's sad. But I'm afraid Miss Sykes is the culprit.
Hold it!
Detective Fulbright, I believe you said that the emblem is only on the one side of the lighter. Are you sure about that? Of course I'm sure. Why don't you take a look for yourself and see? You do see an earth emblem on both sides of the lighter. Do you see the earth emblem on both sides of the lighter? I knew it. You're lying, detective. Pardon me? You mean... Yes, my bracelet reacted to the statement about the emblem. He's definitely hiding something big. And I think if we use my talent, we might be able to figure it out. Justice Dono, are you to use that cheat of yours again? It's not cheating, Prosecutor Blackwell. Very well. Whether I like it or not, I suppose we should use whatever works right now. Go on, then. We have Prosecutor Blackwell's reluctant blessing, apparently. Okay, Apollo, you're up. Here goes, then. Detective Fulbright, could you repeat that last statement one more time? What in the world are you up to? All right, fine. I'll say it as many times as you like. Listen carefully. The earth emblem is on one side, is on the side that you can see when held in the right hand. Okay, found it. I found his nervous tick, but we gotta wait till I have to repeat the thing.
Gotcha!
Detective Fulbright, you might not be aware of it yourself, but whenever you say the phrase, the Earth emblem, your left thumb moves. In fact, it appears as though you're running it along the edge of your holster. Mr. Lawyer, I don't have the foggiest notion of what you're talking about. Be that as it may, I know it has something to do with the lighter. Let me examine it. But why? You're not making any sense. You can't just...
Silence!
Be still and do as you're told, Fulbright. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't mind having a look-see, should you?
What? Not you too, Prosecutor Blackquill! I'm not sure what this is all about, but
if Prosecutor Blackwell insists, it must be something important. I will allow the defense to examine the lighter.
Good. Now maybe we'll learn something new.
I hope so. Let's check every inch of this thing. So this is the Earth emblem Detective Fulbright was talking about. See anything noteworthy? Huh? Hey, look at this! The emblem's actually making some kind of button. Wow, it transformed into something. A handle? A trigger? Is this what I think it is?
There's no question, it seems. What you have there is a gun.
A what? A gun. So that's it. Your Honor, please recall this morning's trial when Director Cosmos was on the stand. A bullet that hit the oxygen tank was extremely small, maybe a 10 caliber. This little compact probably takes bullets of that caliber. It looks like this is the gun that was fired at the scene. I'm flabbergasted. The lighter was a gun? So when Detective Fulbright would touch this holster, that's right. Whenever he mentioned the Earth emblem, he must have subconsciously thought about the secret behind the lighter. In other words, he knew that it was a gun from the very beginning. A lighter that transforms into a gun seems like a spy gadget to me. It's not the kind of thing an ordinary person can get their hands on. In fact, I'd say it's strictly in the domain of elite spies. Detective Fulbright, you will explain yourself. There's nothing for me to explain. I didn't know the lighter could transform. I mean, it was found in the Space Museum when I brought it straight in. I didn't even have time to check it out.
Objection!
Whenever you mentioned the Earth emblem, you touched your holster. You subconsciously do that because you knew it was a gun. Accuse me all you want, but where's your proof? Do you have any evidence that I knew the lighter was a gun? Not exactly. And whose prints were on it? Miss Sykes' prints. It proves that she's the culprit who fired the gun at the scene. It would appear that the detective is right. Are you guys really trying to prove that your client innocent or what? Although it pains me to do this, now that we are where we are, I have to make the following assertions coming from the prosecution side. The person who fired that gun at Director Cosmos in the lounge after the incident, and the person Miss Quill saw holding the lighter, and then the person who stabbed Mr. Terran, and the person who bombed the Space Center, are all the defendant Miss Cecilia Sykes. Hinks the prints on the lighter are decisive proof.
No! Now do you see? A man on the side of justice couldn't possibly be the culprit. And I think this about sums up Miss Sykes' part in the whole affair. The evidence certainly does seem to point to the defendant's guilt. Do you have anything to say, Prosecutor Black Quill?
Everything. Evidence is everything in court. Therefore, Fulbright's claim stands firm.
But calm down, Apollo. He's just saying that because he has to as a prosecutor. Mr. Lawyer, our job is to pursue criminals in the name of justice. You shouldn't cast suspicion on the people based on something as dubious as a habit. In fact, you have a bad habit of showing up in court with an awful case of bedhead.
Objection!
Says the man who's wearing sunglasses at night. If it's proof you want, it's proof you'll get. I'll prove that this letter's not Miss Sykes, but yours. Sounds like you hit something, Apollo. It's just, if the prints on the lighter are basis for accusing Athena, I think we should reconsider the credibility of the evidence itself. You mean, you think this lighter might be forged evidence? That's right. It could be a part of Fulbright's bigger plot. Did he do anything out of the ordinary while I was off on my own? I can definitely think of a few things. It is indeed. Have a look at this. What's this? A lighter? Detective, we'd like to look around, run a comparison on some prints we found at the boarding lounge. Ah, yes. I just happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to this case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. If we assume he's been laying a big trap for us all along, there's gotta be something off about this piece of evidence. What's wrong with the lighter as a piece of evidence? Are they really Athena's fingerprints? They definitely matched her print data. But what about the data itself? Detective Fulbright, you were the one who provided us with the lighter and the print data. Is that correct? Yes? What about it? You say Miss Sykes' prints match the print data. But I have to wonder, was the data you used official? Mr. Wright, are you suggesting that the evidence might have been fabricated? I guess there is only one way to find out. Let's re-examine the prints. Using the official sanctioned print data of the people involved in this case. What? You dare insult my epitome of justice and integrity? There's no need for such antics.
Silence.
Your Honor, I lend my voice to the defense requests. We must You must allow the test to be rerun.
Very well then. Bailiff? Ah, it appears that the official data is here.
And the results?
It's just as the defense claims. This proves that the prints on the lighter do not belong to the defendant. Ah!
Yes!
The fingerprints actually belong to the victim, Mr. Clay Terran.
Those were Clay's fingerprints on the lighter? Ah, I see. Come to think of it. Wasn't it you, Fulbright, who collected the victim's prints?
I personally removed his gloves during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity after all.
When you took the deceased's fingerprints, you could have easily planted his prints on the lighter with his blood. After which you wiped the blood off his hand.
By your own admission, and you were also the one who compiled the phony print data.
All to put the blame on Miss Sykes.
Gah! This ploy must have been to distract us from the Phantom who's been behind everything. You were out to create the impression that the Phantom wasn't the true culprit. So, does this mean Detective Fulbright really is the Phantom? Remember the killer's escape route. No ordinary person would have been fearless enough to make an attempt like that. Nobody but the Phantom, a man with no emotions, could have done it. Detective Fulbright, you were the only one who could have used that escape route.
Fulbright, are you really the Phantom? Answer me, or so help me, I will slash you to tiny slivers where you stand.
All right, I'll talk. I confess. I'm not the Phantom.
Silence.
It's all over. Now be a man and admit it already.
But I'm not a spy. I'm an undercover investigator. I've actually been after the Phantom myself. An undercover investigator? That sounds less than wholesome to me.
The person who hid his identity and secretly investigates in order her to uncover the information. That's what you really are, Fulbright.
That's right. I was working to track down the Phantom, but sadly, even though I was supposed to catch the spy ended up catching me. He took my family hostage and forced me to cooperate with him. What?
Objection!
You're telling us this now? But if what you say is true, then
Who was the mysterious person Miss Blackwell and Mr. Starbuck saw? It was the Phantom, I tell you! All I did was help him by having that emergency ladder lowered for him.
Objection!
I don't believe you. Then how do you explain the fabricated lighter? That was also one of the Phantom's demands. Being the detective in charge of the case, it was easy for me to fabricate evidence. Pinning the crime on Athena Sykes was just another one of the Phantom's orders. And you expect me to buy that? Fulbright, what was the Phantom's ultimate objective? I was told it was to sabotage the rocket launch. Someone who didn't want the launch to happen must have given him the order. Actually, I have to apologize to you. The Phantom told me to get close to you. He ordered me to get back to that psych profile you have on him. So he sent the buzzard of his own to tail me this past year, did he? I haven't been that champion of justice. Just a pawn of evil. A pawn of the Phantom who stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. Enough, Fulbright. Jump's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. And there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believed I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why, I bet even now. There are assassins lurking nearby. Hey, this case is about the Phantom after all. With the ceiling blown off, I suppose you are vulnerable to a sniper shot in this courtroom. Just 2 seconds ago, Fulbright was threatening Athena treating Athena like a criminal. Does he really think he's going to lie his way out of it now? But on the surface, everything does seem to make sense. This could be bad, Mr. Wright. If we can't find a flaw in his logic, he's right. After we've come all this way, we can't let Fulbright wiggle free now. There! I finally told the truth. Now I hope to see how foolish it was to think I was the Phantom. You're an intelligent man, Prosecutor Blackwell. Do you believe me, right? I believe you. I don't think you're the Phantom. What? How can you say that, Prosecutor Blackwell? It's obvious he's the Phantom.
Silence.
Evidence is everything, right, Dono? And you must admit there's no clear evidence that Fulbright is the Phantom. Yes. As I recall, the only solid proof we've seen up to this point is the fact that Detective Fulbright fabricated evidence. But I've known Fulbright here for a year now, And all this time, he's been quite intent on rehabilitating me. I don't believe his efforts were a lie.
Prosecutor Blackquill!
This fool truly thought he could reform a death row inmate like me. He went out of his way in his efforts for me. He actually became quite a nuisance, really.
Prosecutor Blackquill, you believe me!
Please tell me Prosecutor Blackquill hasn't really been taken in by this big phony. However, even if it was against your will, you still acted as the Phantom's accomplice, and you will have to pay the price for that. Throw yourself at my mercy, and you don't ever betray me again. Have you got that?
Yes, thank you. Oh, thank you! Such a bond of trust is a rare and beautiful thing. In any case, looks like everything has been resolved. I can now hand down a not guilty verdict with confidence. Very good. I'm very glad to hear it. It's all over. Everything's been cleared up and Miss Sykes will go free as well.
Mr. Wright, we can't let the trial end here. If we do, the Phantom, the man who killed Clay, will get away. I know, but... what do I do? I don't have any proof that Detective Fulbright is the Phantom. Is this it? Is he going to get away just like that?
Now, if you excuse me, my next investigation awaits. And with that, I'm off.
Hold it!
Oh, that was Athena. The defense? No, wait, not the defense. The defendant feels it is not time for a verdict yet, and would like to see this trial continue. What? But I was just about to declare you innocent of all charges. It just doesn't feel right to be standing here. Hey, Apollo, think you can scooch over? Athena, what are you doing? I hope we don't get held in contempt of court. I have some questions for you, Detective Fulbright. Are you relieved that you're no longer under suspicion of being a Phantom? Are you grateful to Prosecutor Blackquill for what he's done for you? Of course I am, and I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart. Athena, where are you going with these questions? I have yet to hear a single emotion behind any of Detective Fulbright's words, boss. The suspicion against him has been cleared up, but he's not feeling happy at all. What? Does that mean... We may not have any evidence, but the heart doesn't lie. That's it. With your special ability, we just might be able to stop him. Your Honor, the detective has been deeply traumatized by our accusations. Yes, well, even before all this, I thought he was a rather odd fellow. If he doesn't
get counseling right away, who knows what might happen to him?
Prosecutor Blackwell, can you believe the nonsense the defense is shitbouting?
Fulbright, I think you better have that counseling.
Not you too!
You've been making batty remarks ever since you were accused of being the Phantom. Such as, you're an undercover investigator and your family has been taken hostage. I fear you might have finally lost it.
But I thought you believed in me!
Silence!
Oh, how you amuse me so.
What's going on here?
That's what an excellent bit of psychological manipulation just now, Simon. I knew you would catch on, Athena.
Huh? Mind filling me in here?
Guess we left you in the dust, huh, Mr. Wright? Simon was only pretending to believe Detective Fulbright, because he knew I'd notice if there was a lack of emotion like joy or relief in his response. So he gave me a chance to take a listen. And listen I did with the voice of the Detective Fulbright's heart.
What? You two were working together just now?
Come now, Athena. Show us what's inside Fulbright's heart. You got it. Time to check the instant replay. Widget, mon ami, let's do this.
Thank you for believing in me, Prosecutor Blackquill. I am an undercover investigator, but the Phantom was calling me. He stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. I'm a bad person for cooperating with such a man. But he took my family hostage. What else could I do?
Even with all of his over-the-top expressions and gestures, he's registering no emotion at all. It's just like I thought, and right in line with the Phantom Psych profile. Detective Fulbright, this lack of emotion proves you're the Phantom. Hey, what's going on?
Wait, hold it! What do you think you're doing, Detective?
Me? I'm not doing anything. He's trying to hack into the Moon Matrix program. I can't do anything with it like this.
Ah!
Fancy device you have there, but I'll tolerate no cheating, thank you.
Sorry about that. As an undercover agent, I tend to use my secret arsenal without even thinking. More like as a spy.
Thanks, Prosecutor Blackquill. There, now that you can't hack me anymore, I dare you to try to hide your lack of emotions from us.
Lack of emotions? What are you talking about? Of course I have feelings. As a matter of fact,
You wounded me very deeply in that accusation. What's going on? All of a sudden I'm getting an overwhelmingly happy reading. Huh? But he's literally crying us a river over there. Oops, my mistake. How about this? Grr. Yikes, now he's angry all of a sudden. What's he trying to pull? Like as not, it would appear our friend is not completely without emotion. It's just as he says in Dr. Sykes' profile of the Phantom. The subject has a unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. Oh, I get it. So he has some emotions, right? Precisely. Which leads me to wonder why you can't sense any emotions from him at all. I believe it's most likely because he is controlling his emotions. Very good, Prosecutor Blackquill. You are correct. It's the result of my daily training. A very important skill for us undercover investigators, you know. More like for us spies. Seriously. But I wonder why he suddenly showed several strong emotions. Wait a minute. I think I know. I sense there's a feeling you're trying to hide with your exaggerated emotions, Detective. I'm feeling a feeling I'm trying to hide. That's a good one. You're the one who's been saying I'm the Phantom because I don't have any emotions. I was just trying to show you the range of my deep emotions I truly possess. Then you have no objections to me analyzing you, correct? No, analyze away. But I will state it again. I am not the Phantom. And be forewarned that your analysis will have no effect. Because you are about to see what an undercover agent can really do. We'll see about that. Me, the Phantom? No way! So I'm so sad. See, I told you I have emotions. How dare you accuse me of being someone who would kill over a moon rock? Got it! I found it. I found the one emotion you're truly hiding. What? Hidden in the middle of that catastrophic storm, I saw one emotion that never disappeared. When you talked about that moon rock, you felt a fear that wouldn't fade. Fear, huh? A fear that a man with hardly any emotions feel, huh? And it was a response to that moon rock. Detective Fulbright, I presume you feel fear concerning the moon rock because of course, that's it. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. So there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believed I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why, I bet even now. There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom, after all. Detective Fulbright, I think you know why you would feel afraid. You are afraid that the moon rock will somehow reveal your identity. If his identity were revealed, he would be killed immediately. That's certainly enough to make even the Phantom feel afraid. Me? Afraid? I don't know what you're talking about. So, there really is something about the moon rock that we should reveal his identity? Apparently so. Wait a minute. Maybe the Phantom didn't so much steal the moon rock, but more like he had to take it with him. Because there was something on it that would reveal his true identity.
Hold it!
Where do you think you're going? Me? I'm not going anywhere. Or was he going to use that weird watch thing to try to get away? How many more of those toys does he have? And where can I get myself some? Detective Fulbright, you will answer honestly to this court right now. Why do you feel the fear in connection with the moon rock? In justice we trust, not emotions, Mr. Lawyer. Evidence is everything. I'm the Phantom because I'm afraid? Don't make me laugh. Ah! And what was that just now? But all human beings have hearts and experience emotions. Sometimes analyzing a case from the psychological perspective is the best way to find the truth. It's all a waste of time. All your efforts at analyzing serve no purpose. And now, in this dark age of the law, nobody will believe your claim that it's effective. In an era where evidence is fabricated, do you truly expect the feelings to be accepted as proof? And where exactly is your proof that I fear the moon rock anyway? Well, I admit we don't have any conventional proof, but I still say that examining a person's heart has its merits. Oh, really? Then why don't you listen carefully to those special ears of yours? Listen to the voices of the people of the gallery. All I hear is distrust. As you can see, the people are on my side. Because all they see is a strange little girl using a weird little machine. But it's because, I use analytical psychology to falsely accuse people. But it's not like I use analytical psychology to falsely accuse people. Uh-oh. He's got Athena doubting herself. Miss Sykes is analogical psychology. He has breathed new life into this courtroom. It has freed the hearts of many witnesses and has been key in getting the truth. Oh, what nonsense. Your Honor, the defense's claim is a false one. I don't feel any kind of fear, but when it comes to the moon rock. I see. Very well. I will give the opinion of this court. In a trial, I don't feel that a person's emotions are quite as compelling as actual evidence is. But Your Honor... There, you see? Nobody believes you and your trumped-up charges. However, I do believe Miss Sykes' analyst can contribute making the truth clear. I have seen her do this firsthand several times already. Surely you jest. So does this mean you will accept my findings in this trial, Your Honor? Yes, I believe your claims, Miss Sykes. I think there is merit in examining why the witness feels fear in regard of the moon rock. That is the court's opinion in this matter. Then that's a win for me. No, a win for analogical psychology. Now, Mr. Fant, you will tell the court the reason for your fear. Analytical psychology, my fears. Fine! I'll show you precisely why those abstract things can't be considered evidence. My fear of the moon rock. I felt fear when he thought about the moon rock because it reminded me of the Phantom. Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage. What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of a moon rock? None at all. So the very fact I'm afraid of the moon rock means I'm not him. In fact, justice! And there you have it. Now, do you see why I'm afraid of the moon rock? Sure, you sounded convincing enough. But so does any of this. It's all meaningless and an absence of evidence. The Phantom is like the mist. No flesh, no bones. My sword alone cannot cut it, right, Dono? With your deductive reasoning and the body of evidence before us, let us send this miserable Phantom fellow to the other world together. You and I, Peter Blackquill. We have a duty to bring the Phantom down and restore the people's faith in the courts. By covering for Athena, I allowed the Phantom to escape. And as a prosecutor, I gave birth to the people's mistrust with my murder conviction. I bear part of the responsibility as well, for being suspected of forging evidence and losing my attorney's badge as a result. The two of us and the Phantom were there at the beginning of the Dark Age of the law. Then it is also our burden to cut away the false we created, is it not? Until all that remains is in the righteousness of the court and the faith of the people.
Trust, understanding, ha! Fragile ideals of the masses who are controlled by emotion. Humans cannot trust each other, which is exactly why the illusion of trust is so enticing.
Objection!
Overcome their misgivings. That's where the real trust is to be found. So you're free to believe what you want, but trust like that is stronger than you and your lies always. And I'm not messing around and beating around the bush for this. I want to get this case done. I felt fear when I thought about the moon rock because it reminded me of the Phantom. Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage. What reason would the Phantom have to have none at all? I beg to differ.
Objection!
Detective Fulbright, I assume you know what this is? Of course, that's the knife the Phantom used to kill Clayterin. That's right. And the exact same type of knife Miss Sykes used 7 years ago when she stabbed the Phantom's hand. Yes, that was discussed earlier, as I recall. He dodged the first, so I only got his clothes. But I tried again. And this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remember it clearly now. The knife went into the... Miss Sykes then stated that she remembers the culprit bleeding. It's my theory that the culprit's blood got on the moon rock. And he was afraid that the blood was analyzed. His true identity would be revealed. That explains why the Phantom had to remove the moon rock from the crime scene. You mean, if we ran an analyst now, we'd know who the Phantom is? Yes, I suppose so. But unfortunately, the moon rock in question is missing. That may be so, but I'm certain I can explain what happened to it in great detail. You can? Of course. Not. You don't actually expect us to believe that, do you? Because you don't fool me. Yeah. What this court needs is a zone. The infamous sword of bluffing, beguiling bluff. Its edge is without compare. Come now, ready it with me, and show us just how finely it cuts. Your Honor, this is an outrage. Oh, I mean, this is an outrage! Gah! Come on, right, Dono. Let's start with something that's been bothering me for a while. Now, the culprit supposedly removed the moon rock from the lab. But in this video of him, it's nowhere to be seen. Oh, you're right. But here's something to consider. What if the Phantom hid the moon rock somewhere at the scene of the crime? Good thinking, boss. Security was super tight at the Space Center back then.
all that, in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days, all personnel effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints. Does this mean that the moon rock is still somewhere in the Space Center? In the name of justice, I proclaim that's impossible! And why is that? The Space Center was searched from top to bottom, and especially the lab, but the moon rock was never found. Ah, how could I forget about that? A sad but true fact. We still haven't a grasp on how it was done. But the Phantom made the moon rock vanish into the ether. There's no way I just disappeared. Logic and evidence tell us otherwise. The Phantom didn't have the moon rock on him when he left the lab. Yet a thorough police search didn't turn up anything. And it never turned up in 7 years after that. The Phantom made the rock disappear without physically removing it himself. But how? There must have been a way. Think, Phoenix, think. How did the moon rocks vanish from the robotics lab? So, can you or can you not show what happened to the moon rock, Mr. Wright? Yes, I can, Your Honor. What? Oops. Sorry, I mean, what? In that case, let's have your answer, Mr. Wright. How did the Phantom make the moon rock disappear from the crime scene? How else?
Take that!
That's the Hope capsule, right? The one that went up in Hat 1 rocket. He certainly couldn't carry the rock out, but he couldn't leave it in the center to be found either. So there was only one safe place to stash it. The Hope capsule was there in the lab that day. Yes. And the team must have loaded it into the Hope space probe eventually. But if that's what happened, then the moon rock would have been launched into space along with the rocket. Preposterous! It would mean that for these past 7 years, the moon rock was... Exactly. The Phantom got rid of the moon rock in the most cosmic way he knew how. It was out there in the depths of space. Aboard the Hope space probe. What? Order in the court. I understand now. The Phantom's original whole scheme was to sabotage the Hat 1 anyway. The villain, he used his primary objective to conveniently kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That's right. He planned for the moon rock to be turned into cosmic dust out in space, thereby destroying the one piece of evidence that could reveal his true identity. But Mr. Starbuck and the others foiled the Phantom's plot. The Hope space probes sailed off safely on its mission and returned 7 years later, with the capsule in tow. If we analyze the blood on the moon rock, it should make one thing crystal clear. That you were the Phantom all along, Detective Fulbright. So he killed Clay just so he could get the moon rock back. I believe so. His original assignment may have been just to sabotage the hat too, but at the same time, he also had to retrieve the evidence of his crime 7 years ago. That's why he went to the boarding lounge and attacked Clay as he made his escape out of the rocket with the capsule. But in the end, it was all he could do just to escape himself. So he didn't get the capsule. Clay must have done everything he could to stop Fulbright. He probably hung on to the capsule for all he was worth until his very last breath. Oh, this is so funny. You make me laugh, you really do. Boy, he's totally out of whack now. It's game over for you, Detective Fulbright. Why don't you just admit it all now? There's nothing to admit. I'm Bobby Fulbright, undercover investigator, I tell you. I'm not the Phantom. The blood on the rock is just another one of his schemes, a trap. Now, I'm not sure what to think. I suppose if the Phantom is a spy, worth his salt, a trap is not out of the question.
Objection!
But in that case, you could have said anything is a trap. That's what makes a trap a trap. I've been framed into taking the blame for the Phantom. Your Honor, I believe further investigation is in order.
Silence.
Further investigation? More like plotting your escape. But no more. I will bring you to justice myself if I must. Here and now. I guess it's time to show you just what I'm really capable of. Die, Simon Blackquill! Hey, you guys really aren't... Edgeworth! It looks like I made it just in time. Edgeworth? I have good news for you, Mr. Wright. I have uncovered some very crucial facts. What did you find something out about the Phantom's true identity? You might say that. I started looking into the first people on the scene from 7 years ago. All 3 employees, and 2 officers, were registered on the robot's recognition system. But one of them looked the least bit like Detective Fulbright. That's not good. But there's more. I've yet to share my most important finding. Mr. Wright, Prosecutor Blackquill, you best brace yourselves. Uh-oh. The man you see there before you, Bobby Fulbright, is already long dead. Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
An unidentified body was found a year ago. Has now been proven to possess Bobby Fulbright's fingerprints.
Then does this mean...
Yes, that man's an imposter. That man there is an imposter pretending to be Bobby Fulbright.
An imposter?
Then this man, who in the world is he?
Enough with your trickery. If you will not reveal yourself to us, this shall do it for you.
What the?
No!
His face! Ah, look at that. Look at what you did to my mask. Mask? What is the meaning of this, witness? Okay, you got me. I guess I have to show you who I really am now.
Wait, but that's...
Hey, Apollo. Sup? Yup, it's me, Solomon Starbuck.
Mr. Starbuck, but that can't be, right? You can't really be the Phantom, can you?
Silence.
Of course not. The real Simon Starbuck was aboard the Hat 1, which was set to be destroyed.
Yeah, this is just another mask. I mean, didn't I tell you? I'm an undercover investigator. I can change identities at will. I can be anyone I want.
Objection!
Not so fast. I have the Phantom Psych profile right here. If we compile the Psych profiles on you and compare the results, we will prove that you're the Phantom. Objection! It's time for me to show you my real meaning of the phrase, the end justifies the means. That voice, those words.
I cannot accept such evidence here, Miss Sykes.
Professor Means? Mask.
I'll take what I want by any means necessary. Now, give me that evidence. Time to take out the trash. Permanently.
How could you?
Now, do you see how powerful the end justifies the means can be?
Silence.
How pathetic. You can't even speak without wearing another man's face.
Ah, but that's the life of an undercover agent, you know. My real face has no meaning or value to me at all.
Or perhaps it is really the case that you don't know who you really are anymore. What must you see when you look in the mirror, Mr. Phantom? Not an awful lot, I wager.
Well, aren't you the master of psychology, Black Book Quill? That's right, I don't know who I am.
I am always living as someone else for my assignments. I don't remember what my face looks like, or even what my personality was like. My face, memories, personality, beliefs, emotional, soul. I left them all behind. I have no self. I am no one. I am nothing but an endless abyss. What's with this guy? Is he even still human? And now, we resume with your lesson, Professor Wright. Oh, huh? I believe you made this argument earlier. If you were to analyze the blood on the moon rock, you could prove that I am the Phantom. I believe there was blood on the moon rock back in the capsule. Now that we know you aren't even Bobby Fulbright, your claims of a phantom trap won't work anymore. Then why don't you bring this moon rock in? This decisive evidence from the Hope capsule? I think I'll do just that. Get ready, because the Hope capsule is about to seal your... Fudge! It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens. It looks like you finally caught on. Full marks for the defense for efforts. But what a shame your hope was lost in the courtroom explosion. So that's the real reason this courtroom was blown up. It was all for the Phantom to destroy that one piece of evidence. I can't believe it. Have we really reached the dead end after coming all this way? Was the only evidence we have on this guy really been destroyed? How dare you continue to call me the Phantom? As I've said all along, I'm just a nameless undercover agent.
Objection!
And the defense will continue to assert that you are the Phantom. Furthermore, we have proof. Or at least a prayer. I'm afraid that won't do, Mr. Wright. At least put some weight behind your swing, Right Dono. I know, I'm trying. There's only one thing that can unmask this menace, the moon rock. But that was blown to bits in the courtroom bombing. And yet, is it really gone without a trace? What if some tiny part, some little fragment still exists? Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock here too. That strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture? Very well, Mr. Wright. Let's see your proof. What evidence will finally prove the Phantom's identity? Let's see. There's gotta be something. What's this? Bingo! I think our evidence.
Take that!
Isn't that the bomb that blew up the courtroom? And the moon rock along with it? Are you saying this will reveal the Phantom's identity? Yes, Your Honor. Focus your attention on this photo taken after the bombing, specifically right here.
Take that!
Please take a look at this newspaper article.
This article about Het 1?
Now, please notice the strange yellow and black rock on the left. That's the moon rock. And when we look at this photo and the bomb fragments, see there is a rock-like object with a same coloration.
Oh my, yes, I see it.
It would seem that the moon rock was much more durable than the Phantom thought. If we take a look at the finger fragments that the police found, we'll likely find one with blood. A DNA test on that blood will prove that the witness is indeed the Phantom.
Unbelievable. But that's impossible.
A surprise to be sure. That's one bloody rock, though. Tough rock. Let us have the fragments tested straight away. Oh, and you'll have a DNA test too, Fulbright.
Bailiff, contact the police department immediately and order the testing. Prosecutor Blackwell, what do the test results show?
There was a moon rock fragment that had blood on it that appeared to be several years old. DNA testing results. Well, I'm sure you know full well what it revealed.
They confirmed it was the witness's blood, didn't they?
There's no use in trying to talk your way out of it anymore. Admit it, you're the Phantom!
Objection!
Huh? Mr. Wright, did you just raise an objection to yourself?
No, I didn't say a word.
Other than what I just said a few minutes ago. That was my objection, Apollo! Huh?
Why?
It was a pretty good objection, too, don't you think? Now he's me?
So, did you have an objection or not, Mr. Wright?
Huh? Oh, no, not really, Your Honor.
No, not you, Mr. Wright. I mean the witness, Mr. Wright.
Could this trial get any more insane? Mr. Wright, this fragment of rock hung in the photograph, and those just like it. How can you be sure they're pieces of the same moon rock that was at the robotics lab? Care to explain what you mean? Well, there may have been a rock or two in the courtroom that had my blood on it. But how do you know they're not just rocks? You can't prove they're the moon rock, right?
Objection!
Don't be absurd. Just compare the fragments with the rock hung in the newspaper article. Anybody can see they're the same. They can't have the exact same color. They They have the exact same coloration.
Objection!
But maybe some other rock with the same coloration happened to be in the courtroom. It's highly unlikely a rock with the same unique appearance just happened to be here. But can you deny it's a possibility? But you can't deny it's a possibility.
Objection!
But your blood was found on one of the fragments. Apollo, there's nothing suspicious about my blood being on a piece of rock. And why not? I know it sounds like an excuse, but several years ago, I tripped and fell in this very courtroom and was hurt pretty badly. Maybe that's how my blood found its way onto a piece of rubble. Even he must realize how ridiculous that sounds. And yet, I suppose it's not completely out of the question. I see you're starting to sweat, Mr. Wright. I thought that the worst times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You're the last person I want to hear that from. Well, then why don't we get those fragments analyzed? We could ask an expert to verify if they were from the moon rock in the robotics lab or not. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that just isn't going to be possible. And why not? In order to prove that the fragments are from what you say they are from, you'd need a sample of the moon rock from 7 years ago to compare it with. And that moon rock doesn't exist anymore, and there's no sample data left either. So you see, short of going back in time, there's no way to prove that any of the fragments are from the moon rock. Oh, no! There's really no way to prove it? Are you finally ready to throw in the towel?
Objection!
So the moon rock doesn't exist anymore, huh? That's right. It was such a vulnerable rock, too. A shame, really. A valuable rock, too. A shame, really. But it's lost to us forever. He's wrong. It's not completely lost. There's another piece of it right here in by our side. A shining fragment of hope that can turn everything around. The final piece of evidence to put this phantom away for good. The defense has a piece of evidence that completely contradicts your claim. You have what now? A final fragment of hope that was passed down home with great love and care. We do? We do. Even if the person holding it doesn't even realize it yet. Is this true, Mr. Wright? Pay no attention to him, Your Honor. He's just bluffing, as usual. I wonder if you'll be able to force your biggest smile when you see what I've got. Try me. The piece of evidence that shows the original moon rock isn't completely lost to us, is? But just about the only thing I'm left with are widget. And this earring. Maybe she did love me in her own way. Athena. You may not know it, but your mother left with you a very important piece of evidence.
She did?
You're bluffing. You don't have anything of the kind. Oh, but we do. The evidence will finally corner you. Because we have a moon rock of our own.
Yeah.
Oh! You mean... Exactly. A gift Dr. Sykes left her daughter. An item Athena has cherished and worn all these years. As distant as Dr. Sykes may have seemed to her daughter, that fragment of her love will shake off the darkness of the past and will give us hope for the future. This is the defensive sample of the moon rock.
Take that!
This earring that Miss Sykes always wears is made from that original moon rock. What? All this time? It was long? No, it can't be. If the composition of the bomb fragments and the earring are found to be a match, then it will prove beyond a doubt the origin of the fragment in this photo. And since the test results showed that the blood on the fragments was yours, this means that the identity you tried so hard to hide will finally be revealed. The identity I tried to hide? I don't have an identity to hide. I may not have Athena's ears, but now, even I can hear the fear in your voice. Fear? I don't feel fear. I left all of my emotions behind years ago.
Objection!
Every human being feels fear. You simply can't face your emotions inside you. You can't face them because you have nothing. No love, no trust. And I suppose you do? I didn't have anybody to support me at first either. I couldn't face the fear inside me, couldn't get over the trauma of my past. Like I said, I don't feel fear.
Objection!
Then you're just a coward for running away from yourself. Then when I had my doubts about Miss Sykes, I felt like I would collapse under the weight. But I wanted to trust her. And I knew I could trust Mr. Right to uncover the truth. That's why I was able to face my suspicions without hesitation. Running away from myself? How can I run from myself when there's nothing inside? Nothing at all.
Objection!
I know it's hard for someone as unwilling to trust others as you to understand. But people have emotions. It's just a fact of life. And so people can be weak at times. But that's exactly why people need to trust one another. So they can gain the strength to face themselves when things are at their bleakest. Without trust in others, how can you ever hope to face your fears? the fear inside me. Is this... No. Ugh! Ah! He's starting to crack, folks. I'm afraid. I'm scared. Ah! I feel fear.
You can't outrun yourself.
Remove that mask and unleash your emotions. Confront your guilt head on. With your own true face. Final breakdown of the game. My own true face? No, please don't. I know you're there. Where are you? See, I haven't revealed anything yet. Honest! My own true face. I don't have one. My face, my face, my face! Is this my true face? Is it? Is it? No! That's not it! No! This has to be it either. Is this me? This is my face? Is this my... What am I? And the shadow of the courtroom conveniently covers his face. A sniper attack in this very courtroom. It chills me to my bones. But the police are doing everything they can to track down the sniper as we speak. Prosecutor Blackwell, how is Detective Fulbright, his imposter doing? He is a lucky fellow. The bullet only didn't hit any vital organs. He appears to be in no danger of dying. Well, that is fortunate for us. The analysis, that final piece of evidence Dono submitted, is in the composition of Miss Sykes' earring and the fragment with the blood on it is a match. We can now be certain that it is a fragment from the moon rock in question. The murders and the bombings hints at the space centers, both past and present. The bombing of Courtroom 4 and all of the other crimes, as numerous as all the stars. Under suspicion of all these things, the spy known as the Phantom has been incarcerated. The prosecution's office is now responsible for his well-being. There are still the myriad of things we wish him to tell us about after all. Thank you, Prosecutor Blackwell. Well, it's time to finally bring this trial to an end. But before I do, will the defendant please return to their proper seat? Yes, Your Honor. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Athena Sykes, not guilty.
Court is adjourned.
Congratulations, Mr. Nick.
Thank you, Pearls. And thank you for being there for Athena.
It's the least I can do. But Athena was great, wasn't she? She was so strong through the whole trial. Daddy, I'm so glad to see you.
Trucy, are you alright? Are you hurt?
I'm fine, Daddy. I was doing magic tricks for the other hostages to keep their spirits up.
That's our Trucy for you. I'm really glad to see you're safe. Right. I swear I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. Edgeworth? We never would have caught him if it weren't for all of you. Ah, come on, Edgeworth. What are you talking about? You're the one who's been tracking the Phantom all this time. Plus, you're the one who gave Blackwell permission to serve as prosecutor, right? Yes, well, we knew the Phantom was somewhere nearby. The police and I were trying to find him, but we never did manage to do so until this trial. Well, we never would have won this trial without you. It was your help as chief prosecutor that was the key to its successful conclusion. Besides, it was you that saw to it that I got my attorney's badge back, wasn't it? So you figured it out, did you? Yeah, getting my license back just went a little too smoothly, you know? It should have been much harder than that evidence forging scandal. Well, I owe you a few favors. Hey, Edgeworth. Think we can finally bring the Dark Age of Allah to an end? Even the darkest nights turn to dawn eventually. Our sun will rise again. Besides, now that Prosecutor Blackwell has been cleared of all charges, a great deal of mistrust towards the court system should have been swept away. You know, you could have said that with a bigger smile, Edgeworth. It won't kill you. Instead, the furrows in that brow of yours just keeps getting deeper and deeper. Should I smile more, huh? I'll think about it.
Ah, the complicated love-hate relationship between lifelong rivals.
Athena. Oh, that was Blackwell. I am forever in your debt. You went to all that trouble, even taking the bar exam while you were overseas.
Well, I knew that if I didn't get your sentence overturned fast, you'd be executed. So I studied and studied. I was frantic. I'm so glad I made it in time. Just barely, but I still made it.
That a girl, Athena. It's good to see you finally let your tears out. Yes, I survived by the skin of my teeth, thanks to you.
Shame on you, Simon, for trying to throw your life away like that.
It was never my intention to just throw my life away. But some things in the world are more important than your own life.
Like what?
My honor-bound duty to protect with my life. My mentor's most beloved treasure.
Huh? That's some loyalty. This guy really is a samurai through and through. Well, it looks like we can breathe easy now. Apollo, Athena, thank you both. It took all of us together to pull it off. You bet, boss. What a team we are, huh? It was definitely the most amazing turnabout I've ever seen. I'm a lucky guy. My office has the best, most capable lawyers around. Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'm going to work extra hard to make up for all the worry I caused. Apollo Justice is fine and ready to go. Let's hear for the Right Anything Agency. Well, nobody's gonna try harder than me, so you'll do better watch out, Apollo. Simon is free thanks to Mr. Wright. But there are so many people out there who need our help. You're right, and I'll be needing both of you to help them. We still have a long way to go. Get ready, you two. We won a major victory, but the war is far from over. There are still people out there suffering under false charges who need defending. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. If we ever hope to fully bring back the dark age of the law to a close. Hey, I know one thing we can do. We have to celebrate. A bowl of piping hot noodles. Huh? Nothing like a bowl of Eldoon noodles after a trial, all on Mr. Wright's tab. That's how it works at the Right Anything Agency, right, Mr. Wright? Huh? Huh? As a boss, it's your duty to express gratitude to your people for their great work. In that case, allow me to join in the festivities. I would greatly welcome a bowl of noodles. Huh? 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 I have an idea, Daddy. Why don't you just invite everybody involved with the case? The more the merrier, right? Oh, Mr. Nick, look how far you've come. Who knew you'd grow up to be such a generous gentleman? Guys, under these circumstances, there's only one thing I can say. Only if I can join in. Hey, no fair. I want to say it too. Okay, here we go. All together, everybody. Objection! And that's the end of the trilogy. The second game of the trilogy. And can I skip this? I'm just gonna let this play for a bit, and then we'll watch the final cutscene for this game. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Let's Replay Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. I hope you enjoyed the series and are in the Ace Attorney series. If you do, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment if you want. Ring that bell to be notified when our next video comes out. We do new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and sometimes Saturday and Sundays. Until the next game in the Ace Attorney trilogy, this is Saur Darkchylde, signing off. Have a good night, folks. be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Mr. Starbuck!
You'll be fine! Just believe in yourself!
The moon's closer than you think!
Thanks, guys. I wouldn't have made it back into space if it wasn't for you.
Ah, yeah!
All right!